Good morning, friends. I'm here to kind of explain your week to you. I figured a video would probably be easier since this is 2 weeks of work rather than a Zoom call this morning. There's just a lot to explain, and I also wanted to share some really cute pictures that I've been getting back from a lot of these projects that we've sent home. So let's go ahead and get started on kind of what we're going to be doing this week. So this week you have two journals that you're going to do. One of them is going to be, what has it been like having school at home? I want to know, what have you been doing? Is there anything fun that you've gotten to do that you may not have normally been able to do if you were in school? I know some friends have gardened, and a lot of my friends have been cooking. I want to know all of those fun things. And then your second journal is, what are you going to do this summer? What are some of your summer plans? I know a lot of us have had plans that may not work out anymore, but what are your new plans? What are you guys hoping to do this summer? What are some things you're looking forward to doing this summer? Now, please remember, we need at least 5 sentences when you write. We're still doing first grade work, which means 5 sentences. Please do not send me back 2 or 3 sentences. I need 5. And then you're going to do some listening. We have the tiny seed and the carrot seed. You're also going to do some illustrations of your poems. All of you know how to do those. And then we're going to write a letter to our buddies. Our buddies miss us, and I know we miss our buddies. So go ahead and write them a letter. Maybe you're going to tell them about what you're doing in Roxaboxen, or maybe you tell them what you're doing at home or that you miss them. So go ahead and write them a really nice letter. You will write that on our letter paper. So please remember, dear, your buddy's name. Fill up that whole letter of stuff that you've been doing or things you want to tell them. Please write neat so that they can read it. And then remember, we end it with love or sincerely. And then you're going to decorate your flower basket however you want to decorate it. You may color it. You may, with crayons, colored pencils, you may watercolor it. Some of those look really cool if you watercolor them. You may paint them with regular paints. You may go outside and find some nature to decorate it with. That's your decision. I want you to think of how to decorate it. And then we're going to watch a couple brain pops about parts of a plant and life cycles. You're going to listen to one of our chapter books read aloud. Miss Thatcher and I have both noticed that not a lot of friends are listening to our chapter books anymore. We can see how many of you listen and how many of you don't listen. So please make sure that you're taking the time to listen to some of those chapter books. They're really fun books, and I think you guys will enjoy them. And it does count as schoolwork time. Also, please do your Scholastic readers. You should get a packet of those, and then an AR quiz. So go ahead and do all of those things. I'm going to come back and introduce your first grade book, and then your last day of first grade. So I'll come back to that. For our Tennessee study, we're going to start a Tennessee study. I'm going to come back to that as well, and I'm going to help explain some of that stuff. So let's go ahead and move on to our math. So math, of course, talk about your weather and your daily calendar. As you can see, I've got our calendar back here. It's still on March because we haven't been here since March. Number of the day sheet. So that's going to be the one that says 46 at the top. So go ahead and answer all of those questions about 46. You've got a couple lessons to do in your math workbook. It's 24, 32, 33, and 34. They're all lessons that we've learned before. They're just review lessons. So go ahead and do those as you feel you have time to do them. And then you have your homework pages for those lessons as well. So please go ahead and get all of that done. Also remember, this is 2 weeks worth of work. So please go ahead and take your time and work on these slowly. I would suggest doing maybe 24 and 32 this week, and then 33 and 34 next week. So break them up. Don't do them all in one day. And then I'm sending home some corrections to my class. My class, if you'd like to send them back, I'd love to look over your corrections. If you don't have time to go over correction or send them back, just go ahead and look over them and see what you've missed so that you know where your errors are. I know Miss Thatcher's class is doing corrections a little bit differently. So if you're in Miss Thatcher's class, please do whatever Miss Thatcher has asked for your corrections. But as far as my class goes, as they return, I just really want you to review them, because some of you made some errors that I don't feel you would normally make. Maybe you were doing it a little too quickly, or maybe you had a sibling distracting you. There may have been something going on that caused those errors. So just look them over with your mom and dad. And then at the end of next week, you're going to return all of your work, your books, your folders, your journal, your math workbook, everything. You're going to turn it in by Friday. So please go ahead and start preparing to get all of that stuff turned in for us. We'd love to see all the hard work you guys have been doing. I'm now going to go back and kind of introduce some of this other stuff. So for your first grade book, you're going to write a few sentences. It says 3 or 4 sentences for each chapter. So go ahead and write in your neatest and your best work. First, you're going to watch the Brain Pop writing about yourself. So please go ahead and take your time and do these nice. These are for you to remember what first grade was like, so that when you're in high school or college, you can go back and think, oh man, that was a really fun year. I did this or I did that, or my friends were these people. So please go ahead and take your time and do a nice writing. And then we are going to do a last day of first grade picture and writing. We did a first day picture and writing. So you're going to draw a picture of yourself, and then you're going to answer a few questions. Okay, we'll be sending home the first day picture, and we'd like you to attach your last day picture to it. Normally we do those side by side and on the other side by side, so that you guys can see the difference you've made in your drawing and your writing from the first day to your last day. It's kind of fun to look at and see the difference and how much you guys have grown. And then lastly, the Tennessee packet. It's gonna feel like a lot of work, but I really want you to break this down and take your time with it. Please do not rush through it. Please really take the time to learn this information. It's stuff that you're going to continue to learn through your whole schooling, especially if you live in Tennessee. These are some very important things that we learn about our Tennessee state. So first, I'm going to introduce our book. So you've got your little booklet right here, Tennessee State Journal. Got a little place for your name. And then you're going to see pages. The pages really are not that long. As you can see, it says blank is our state's capital. You guys know what our state's capital is. We've talked about it a lot. It is also called Music City because lots of country music is made there. We live in, what's the state? What's the state where we live? Then as you see, there's going to be more little fact sheets as you go on. The blank is the state animal of Tennessee. Raccoons are mammals. It goes through it, guys. Please make sure you're spelling the correct way. All of these words are in this booklet. In this case, this word is right down there. Please don't spell it wrong. If you spell it wrong, you're not paying attention to your work. Okay? Again, the blank is the Tennessee state flower. And you're going to look up the Tennessee state bird. The colors of the flag. Go ahead and color that, but make sure you color it in crayon or colored pencil, because if you color it in marker, it's going to bleed through to the back. And you guys are welcome to color these other pictures, but please crayon and colored pencil so it doesn't bleed through. Okay, and then you've got our seal, which you're going to answer some questions about. And then it's going to be, what do you remember about Tennessee? Right here at the bottom is your word bank. Go ahead and look through that word bank, okay? On the back, all of these people, there's a video on YouTube for all of them that Miss Thatcher has posted. So if you're not sure who some of these people are, please watch those videos before you try to complete the sheet. If you try to complete the sheet before you watch that video, you're going to be very, very confused. And please watch the videos. Don't just Google this. I know you guys have access to either Ask Alexa or Google it. Please watch those videos, because these people are very important for you to know, especially as you go into second grade. They're very, very important. You also have a Tennessee word search, and then you're going to label it. Okay, we again have videos for a lot of these labels. A lot of you should know who these labels are. Okay, please do not just write bird, flower. Please write what type of bird, what type of flower. I know it's a bird, I know it's a flower. Okay. And then you have state symbols. So you're going to match which one is the seal, which one is the motto. So you're going to just draw a line to them. These sheets should not take you very long to do. They're pretty easy to do, especially because you guys know a lot of this stuff already. So then you also have lost and found. So then you have all of these people again, and you'll match them up with who they are over here. Okay. Again, if you need to watch that video, go ahead and look at that video. Your weather, you're going to tell about what is our weather like. You tell me what our weather's like. Okay. You guys know what our weather's like. You know what our summers are like and what our winters are like. And then down here, you're going to unscramble these words. There's some words that do not make sense. K-L-A-E-S does not make sense. S-S-E-R-O-T-F does not make sense. So it says about 50% of Tennessee is covered by what? The Tennessee Valley Authority created most of Tennessee's what's by building dams and locks on Tennessee rivers. So go ahead and unscramble those. Figure out what those say. Okay? Then you're going to find, where's Tennessee? Go ahead and color Tennessee. That one should be a very easy page for you guys. Okay. Then you're going to have to read this. Okay? You're going to write the borders. What states border Tennessee? Please do not make this difficult. They're all around the edges already named. Okay? And you're going to write how many states border. Then you're going to label some of our main cities right here. If you need to use a map, look at a map, or use our little Tennessee book. It's probably in our little Tennessee book as well. If you guys have any questions, you can always look in there and look at the maps on those. Okay, then you're going to look up, Tennessee became the blank state. What number state did it become? And on what day? Then you're going to look at our counties there are blank counties in Tennessee. We live in what county? You may Google how many counties there are in Tennessee, because that's a lot to count. I do not expect you to count all of those counties. Go ahead and Google that. Okay. And then these are blank presidents came from Tennessee. Which 3 presidents came from Tennessee? And then in the back, you have your little Tennessee poem. And one last Tennessee sheet with some facts that you're going to answer from this map. So look at that map and answer those questions. And then you're going to write a state or a fact about each of these symbols, okay? These symbols are the symbols that are on YouTube. So watch the video. So go ahead and watch the video that matches with the picture. And then write one fact that you learned. These boxes are kind of tiny. You're going to have to write neat and small, okay? Friends, if you do 1 or 2 pages a day, you'll be done before next week. You will. I promise it does not take that long to do. Go ahead and just, especially these front ones, you could sit down today and do 1, 2, 3, 4 sheets today. It would take you no time at all to do it. None whatsoever. Because most of the answers are on those pages. Okay, so go ahead and break it down. Like these 2, go ahead and do those together while you're doing them. So please take your time and really get to know a lot of these facts about Tennessee. Along with doing this, you're also going to read the chapter 3, 4, 5, and 6 in the Little Tennessee book that we sent home. It's just a tiny little Tennessee book. Go ahead and read those chapters with a parent. That'll help answer some of your questions and give you more information to finish these packets. And then, as I've said, watch the Tennessee information videos on our channel. And then listen to Miss Fessler read some Tennessee books on the Related Arts channel. She has a lot of good Tennessee books that she's going to be reading for us so that you guys have more facts about Tennessee. Again, we can see how many of you watch these videos and how many of you don't. So we know if you're completing your work or not completing your work. So please make sure that you're one of them that's watching our videos. And then Miss Fessler has added a fun little page about Cherokee language word code. So go ahead and get that one done for Miss Fessler. And I think that's about it for this week. I know it feels like a lot of work, but again, it's 2 weeks worth of work. So please go ahead and break it down. Take your time. I'm going to be uploading some of the videos that help you break down your day. And go ahead and let's just get this stuff done. I am going to add a little more work to this week so that next week we have less work to do. So this first week is going to feel like it has a little bit more work than the second week, but I'm leaving the second week so that you guys can finish up work the second week, so that you guys can wind down a little bit rather than having a lot of work next week. So I figure you guys probably will want a little bit slower pace week for your last week. Before I let you go though, I have a few pictures that I want to show you guys. Some of my friends shared pictures of Roxaboxen. Some of my friends have shared pictures of their Earth Day, and some of my friends have shared pictures of their bugs. So I want to go ahead and share those with you guys right now. those so cute. I love seeing all the pictures that you guys have been sending me of your work and how excited you are to have your work done, and you guys have been so creative. So please keep sending me all of those pictures. I'd love to see more of them. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and we will get started here shortly on our Monday morning start. Bye, guys.